My name is Layla and I'm 29 years old. 2 months ago, I moved into a new apartment after starting a new job. The street was quiet, and the building was old but comforting. Or so I thought on the first day. I saw a small boy standing at the entrance of the building. His face was pale, his eyes fixed on me, staring as if he had known me for years. I said to him, "Do you live here, little one?" He didn't answer, he only smiled, a strange smile, one no normal child would make. I went upstairs to my apartment and tried to forget about him. But that night, I heard a soft knock on my door. I opened it. No one was there. But I noticed one thing on the doorstep, a tiny, wet footprint. As if a child had been standing there moments before. 2 days later, I was heading out to buy groceries. On the staircase, the same boy was standing in the exact same place. He didn't move. His stare followed me as I walked down. I asked gently, "Who are your parents? What floor do you live on?" In a quiet voice he said, "I live upstairs." The strange thing? I live on the top floor. There is no upstairs. I looked up the staircase. It was empty. When I looked back, the boy had vanished. I decided to install a small security camera outside my door. I wanted to know who kept knocking at night. The next morning, I reviewed the footage, and what I saw froze my blood. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the door shook as someone knocked loudly. But the camera captured no one. No child. No shadow. No figure standing in front of the door. And yet, on the floor, there was a faint small shadow, a shadow that did not belong to anybody. A child's shadow. Without a child, that night, I heard tiny footsteps running through the hallway. I opened my door. The hallway was empty. When I went back to my bedroom, I found something on my bed that made my spine turn cold, a small red toy car. I had never bought such a toy. No child ever visited me. I placed it on my desk and lay down again. A moment later, I heard a whisper next to my ear, "Give back the car. It's mine." The next morning, holding the toy car in my hand, I went to ask anyone in the building who might know the child. I met an elderly woman on the second floor. When I described the boy, her face changed, pale, terrified. She said with a trembling voice, "That boy is not alive. He was the son of a woman who lived here 12 years ago. He fell from the top of the stairs and died." My heart dropped. I said, "But I saw him." She whispered, "He comes back sometimes, searching for the toy he lost. Do not hand it to him yourself. If he comes to take it, he will follow the one who holds it." That night, at 2:13 a.m., the same time every night, I heard loud banging on the door. I couldn't move. Fear paralyzed me. Then suddenly, the door opened by itself. The boy stood in the doorway. His face was even paler than before. His eyes were pitch black. His smile stretched unnaturally wide. He looked at the desk, saw the red car, and slowly reached out his small hand to take it. Then he looked up at me and said, "Now, it's your turn." He turned toward the stairs and disappeared. No footsteps. No sound. No opening of the building door. He simply dissolved into the darkness. Everything stopped. No knocking. No shadows. No voices. But 3 days ago, I checked the camera footage out of habit. A new recording appeared. The boy, standing at my door, holding the red car in his hand, smiling. He looked directly into the camera and whispered, "Now, someone else's turn." Then he vanished. End of the story. Not every child searching for a lost toy is innocent. Some spirits search for a replacement, and they choose the first person who believes in them.